Well, today marks 500 days since Labour won the general election and Keir Starmer became Prime Minister.
Well, the SNP says it's 500 days of failure, with one party member saying every promise Labour has made has been broken. And as the budget approaches and rumours swirl of a leadership challenge, we're asking, is it a fair assessment?
Yeah. What do you think of the last 500 days? To debate this, we're joined by former Conservative MP Anna Firth and former Labour Minister Bill Rummel. And welcome to both of you. Thanks very much indeed. OK, so Anna, first of all, do you agree that the first 500 days have been a failure?
Oh, complete and utter failure. And no one would have expected that this government would be quite as bad as it has been. I mean, it is the most sorry, sleazy, sellout excuse of a government in modern times. Came in with the biggest majority of modern times and is now the most unpopular. It started with the sleaze, with the free gear, not just for Keir, but for his wife and Rachel Reeves, over 50,000 of free clothes and glasses and tickets and goodness knows what else. And then it's continued with selling out British interests, with U-turns, and of course a complete abject failure to deliver on any of the things that they said they were going to do. And I think that is what upsets people the most. If you come in with these big bold promises, you are going to change the country, you are going to renew things, you are going to deliver growth and benefits for working people, and then all you deliver is double inflation, increased joblessness, zero productivity, and an economy that is tanking, and you put up taxes on top of it, which you have promised multiple times you won't do. Of course, people are going to think you are an utter failure, and that is exactly what has happened.
Not long ago, I introduced Plaud Note, a powerful AI-enabled meeting assistant, and today we're excited to have in hand Plaud's latest upgraded version. Is this a platinum credit card? Nope. It's Plaud Note Pro, your updated AI-powered meeting assistant. With 4 built-in microphones, Plaud Note captures everything and records crystal clear audio up to 5 meters away. But it's more than a recorder. Take photos, jot ideas, mark highlights, and during key discussions, if I press the button just right here, it instantly saves 30 seconds of key audio as a highlight. I never miss important details. And you've got 50 hours non-stop recording on Note Pro, or 60 hours on standby. There's a smart display showing battery life, recording status, and file transfers, so you always know what's going on. Then Plaud turns it into structured notes, summaries, insights, to-dos, even analysis of power dynamics in the room. And with Ask Plaud, your contextual AI assistant, you can draft emails, extract data, brainstorm, or find anything across past meetings. And you're safe knowing that your data is yours and completely private. Click the link in the video description to pre-order your Plaud Note Pro. And if you'd like to experience Plaud Intelligence even earlier, I've got a special offer for you. Use the code GB20 when ordering Plaud Note and get 20% off.
All right, Bill, time for the defence. What do you think?
Well, being accused of failure by the Tory party is a bit like being accused by Boris Johnson of not telling the truth. I mean, the reality is the government has started. It needs to make more progress. It needs to communicate better. But it inherited a country that was ravaged fundamentally, where public services were not properly funded, where we'd had 14 years of Tory austerity, and the government has made a start. We've now got wages rising higher than prices for the first time in a generation, making people better off. We've had 5 interest rate cuts, and we're starting the process of restoring public services, particularly the National Health Service, which have been brought to rack and ruin under the last Conservative government. And, you know, to take one other example, deportations of failed asylum seekers, foreign criminals, are up 25% compared to the last 500 days of the last Tory government. Now, I'm not claiming that everything is perfect. The government does need to go better and faster. But just remember what it was like under the Tories, where we had 5 prime ministers in 5 years, where we had numerous changes, where we had massive instability, and public services were pared to the bone. That's the choice. That's the difference that this Labour government has started to make.
Except, Bill, you've had 500 days, and the black hole which was supposedly filled in the last budget has grown considerably worse. Unemployment is at this 5% now. More people claiming universal credit than ever before, and the government, which was based everything on economic growth, is introducing policies which seem to stifle growth. I mean, you can't get away from that, can you?
Well, the reality is that there are challenges economically, internationally. Actually, although growth is slower than we want it to be, it's the best in the G7. We need it to go further.
Slowing down. It's 0.1% in the last quarter.
Look at the record of the first 6 months of this year, and it's the fastest growing economy in the G7. Do we need it to go faster? Yes, we do. And every policy that the government is directing is aimed at delivering that. And you talk about the black hole that we're facing in the budget. The biggest reason for that is the reclassification by the Office for the Budget Responsibility in terms of its judgment of productivity under the last Tory government, which it has significantly downgraded to the tune of £21 billion. Now, that's the reality. That's what we've inherited from the Conservatives, and that's what we've got to put right.
Anna, compared to your lot, then, they're doing well.
Well, I'm sorry, huge respect to Bill, but I'm afraid I think that was absolute nonsense, what Bill was just saying. The reason that we're in the position, Rachel is in the position she is in, is because of her own spending decisions. The first thing she did when she came into office was to take away pensioners' heating allowance and give record pay rises to train drivers, and then she gave the NHS another record £20 billion, for which we have seen no productivity increases whatsoever. And I'm afraid it is a bit rich for the Labour government to keep harping on about 14 years of the Tories, when, let's not forget, when the Tories came back in, there was absolutely no money. And the Labour Party even left a note to tell us there was no money. So I'm afraid there was no choice back then but to rein in spending. But this Labour government has completely opened the tap. They've lost control of public spending completely. And that's why we're seeing inflation going up, joblessness going up, and growth tanking. It's a disaster. The biggest disaster is we keep hearing announcement after announcement, as we've heard today, about a new way to stop the boat. But this Labour government cannot get its business through the House. So whatever it's announcing, it's not necessarily going to be able to deliver. That is the biggest sign of a government which is failing. Tony Blair went years and years before he failed to get any business through the House. So I'm afraid the facts are clear. The writing's on the wall for Keir Starmer. It's not a question now of will he lead this failing Labour government into the next election? We know he won't. It's just, when does that change happen?
All right, you two. We've got to leave it there. We've got to leave it there, Bill. I'm sorry, but really good to talk to both of you. Thank you.